Hello, I'm Jeff Cavins. I'd like to ask you a question. If you had the opportunity to hang out with someone for the entire afternoon, you got to choose between two people. One was a person who walked in humility, and the other person was a person who walked in pride. Who would you spend your day with, and why? I think I know the answer to that question. The answer is that you would spend the time with the person who walked in humility. I'd like to talk about that topic just for a few minutes. It's one of the topics in our new series, Walking Toward Eternity, Making Choices for Today. It's a new series that my wife and I put together. It's a Bible study, and we follow major themes throughout Scripture and figure out how to apply these in our life. And I know that I need to walk in more humility. But what is humility? Sometimes people have the misunderstanding that humility is kind of degrading yourself and laying yourself down like a doormat and allowing people just to walk on you and take advantage of you. But that really doesn't have anything to do with humility at all. Humility is a proper assessment of who you are in relationship to God and who you are in relationship to one another. So if you have an improper relationship between God or a puffed up relationship with God, that means that you think more of yourself than you should. And when you do that, you have a tendency to not trust the Lord, but to trust in yourself, and you miss out on all kinds of opportunities. If you have a puffed up attitude about yourself in relationship to someone in your family or someone at work, then what happens is it complicates the relationships and people begin to look at you differently. But it also prevents you from listening and learning from one another because you kind of know it all. When I think about humble people, I think about people like Mother Teresa. And when I talk to people who spent time with her, they'll say she was so humble. You know, she didn't think more of herself than she should have. And as a result, she was beautiful. In fact, I would say that about humble people. They are people who are beautiful. One of the advantages to this whole topic of humility is that you can do this yourself. You can humble yourself, and you can put yourself in your proper place, not above where you should be or beneath where you should be, but you should place yourself in that place where you are in proper relationship with God and in proper relationship with one another. And that takes work because our natural tendency is to puff ourselves up and to think more of ourselves than we should. In our new study, we talk about the keys to humility and why it's so important. For example, I'll give you one that has really helped me. In the area of gaining wisdom for daily living, if you're filled with pride, you know how a teenage kid is? You tell them something and what do they say to you? They say, "Oh, I know, you have to tell me." Well, their neck is stiff, their heart is shut. You can't teach them anything. But as adults, we do the same thing, don't we, sometimes? You know, the church says that we should live this way or that way, and we say, "Oh, no, I know better. I know, I can figure it out myself." That's pride. And one of the marks of the enemy is pride. Humility places your heart in such a way that you can learn and gain wisdom, knowing that you always can listen to God and gain more wisdom for daily living. We also know that humility, the Catechism tells us, is the foundation for prayer. We go to God in prayer because we know we need Him. We're not self-sufficient. We don't pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, but we are in really desperate need of help from God and from the church. I hope you can join us on this series, Walking Toward Eternity, as you learn more about humility. My wife and I in the workbook will take you through a series of questions that really will open up your heart to the truth of humility. I think you'll really like it. God bless you, and we're going to continue to pray for you.